There's two ways to build credibility through social proofing. One of those ways is with ratings and reviews, but the other way is a little bit different, and I want to share it at the end. So the first way is with ratings and reviews, written reviews, where people listen to your podcast. They listen to at least an episode or two, and they give honest feedback, whether it's a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever. They give honest feedback about what they liked, what they didn't like. And now it's up there for the next person to go ahead and check out. So if you only have a couple of ratings and reviews, you're less likely to have the social proofing that's going to have somebody trust your podcast. If you have a bunch of written reviews, then you're more likely to have that person who's in the 90% who does the things that other people already trust, because we don't want to be the first pioneer. We don't want to be the first person to try out this product and possibly fail and possibly lose our money. We'd rather know that we were getting a product that we believe in and other people that we know believe in. So we're going to listen to a podcast that has more social proofing. That's one way to do it. Now, the second way, because remember, there's two ways to build credibility through social proofing. The other way is actually through talking about people that you work with. And now, if you're brand new at your business and you haven't yet worked with somebody, you could still have stories about, true stories, please, about actual people that have used those types of products. And this is called social proofing as well. I do it a lot on the podcast. I'm constantly mentioning a client who works with us, who wanted a certain result, who we just gave a couple of pieces of feedback, and they took that feedback and they went through the journey of ups and downs and ended up with a solid podcast. Either that they were monetizing their podcast, or they had a whole bunch of listeners, or they were able to bring more people into their mastermind. Or one of my clients, he makes about $300,000 a month. That's social proofing for sure. So I will weave in a story every now and again into my podcast where I say there's this business owner, and the only way that he makes money is through the events that he hosts. He hosts events, and he usually makes about almost $1 million, sometimes more than $1 million, and sometimes it's like 700,000, but almost $1 million per event. So he's really good at sales. He's got the back of the house all good to go, and he has an irresistible offer that he really can support people. And he does these events almost every month. And then he wanted to find out, because everybody told him he needed to have a podcast. And so Marco launches a podcast with our direction, with our help. We just give him all the pieces that we've helped other people with. And for him, because he charges so much money per person, he's able to monetize on top of the almost million-ish a month to an additional 300,000+ a month just through his podcast. So for him, his income is going up almost $4 million a year, because it's a little over 300 grand a month. And so that means each quarter is about $1 million more than he was making before. And there's 4 quarters in a year. That's about $4 million that Marco can attribute to his podcast, not just his business and his events, but actually now through the podcast. Who wouldn't want to make an extra $4 million a year? Who wouldn't want to? When all you got to do is record a couple of episodes a week and let somebody else publish it. So I use a story like this as social proofing, as a way that you can know that it is possible for you, if you were making good money one way, to be able to make an additional solid amount of income on top of it. And hint, hint, it's by working with us. So this is a second way for me to build credibility with my coaching and my company, the program, that we do for other people to show you that it is possible. Now, not everybody's going to make the same exact money as Marco. I don't. My podcast only makes $40,000 a month, and his makes $300,000 a month, almost 10 times, almost 10x. So it's going to be different per person. But I could point out multiple social proofings where I get a client, and within 6 months of working with us, they're able to easily make 5 figures, 10, 20, 30,000 a month. That's social proofing.